What's up, TD Gang? It's your girl TD Gang, back with another video. And as y'all can tell by the title, we're finna get into some things, and I'm exposed 22 things that I've learned in 2022. Before we get to it, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get straight to it. So we are finna end off 2022, about to get into 2023, and I got some things to get off my chest. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing is, not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. I had to learn that the hard way. And holding on to said people or said things is not good for you, for your life moving forward, or anything like that. So I know it might be hard, it might hurt to do it, but it's supposed to happen for a reason. And if you continue to hold on to whatever it is, it's only going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. So if it's happening for a reason. Number 2 is that life happens unexpectedly. A lot of things have happened to me within this last year, and I'm grateful for everything that's happened. Let's not get it twisted. Everything that happened was supposed to happen. It might not have probably been in my, I probably wouldn't have expected it, but it helped in the long run. It really made me put stuff into perspective and realize that life needs to be cherished every single day. So that was an eye-opener for me. Third one is to take a risk while you're still young. I always struggle with this because I'm so scared of losing it all, of having setbacks, but you need that in order to grow, not only as a person but in life in general. Like, you're always gonna have something thrown at you when you're least expecting it, and it's either you're gonna take charge or you're just gonna let it defeat you. So that's something I'm still kind of struggling with, but at the same time, what they say, in order to make money, you gotta spend money, you gotta invest in money. So I know it's gonna pay off, but sometimes it's kind of scary. Number 4, happiness comes from helping others. And I already know that because it just makes me feel good as a person to help out others that are in need. I mean, for the ones that really know me personally, I have a big heart. That, y'all already knew that from jump, but it really does make me happy knowing that I can do something to help others, because then when you do that, it's gonna come right back around, and it always comes full force right back around for you. Number 5, everything in moderation. That's a deep one. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because that's a deep one. Number 6, know how to be independent, which I've always been independent since I was like, wow, preteens, pretty much. Like, I always had that mindset to be independent. Still am independent for the most part, but I really understood why I always was independent, and I'm okay with it. Number 7 is, it is okay to disconnect. That was a big stepping stone for me. I thought it was bad to disconnect sometimes, to, try to distance yourself from others, but it's needed sometimes. You have to get yourself together sometimes. You have to distance yourself and make sure you're good at the end of the day, because if you're not, and you're continuing to put your energy, your time, and other things and everyone else, is draining you. So in order for you to get back to yourself, sometimes you have to disconnect from all that and make sure you're good. Number 8, family are the people who are there for you. And by that, I mean the ones that are actually there for you. I know family is a very vague word, and they say blood is thicker than water, but at the end of the day, I feel like I got to choose my family. I get to choose who's in my circle. There's plenty of people that are not my blood family that I consider family at the end of the day. Why? Because I choose to have them in my circle. I choose them to be like family to me because they show up for me. They give me the needs and the wants that real family should give you. No judgment, you know, nothing like that. You can't pick family? I do. I do. Number 9, don't be afraid to say, I'm sorry. That was a big thing I had to get over this year. I usually, I don't want to say cut off my feelings, but sometimes I'll feel something and I just like bury it and don't like to show it. And so I pretty much combust and then everything comes out. So 9 times out of 10 people I've hurt, I might not say it, and like I have a hard time saying I'm sorry I hurt you, or like expressing certain emotions half the time because I have so much built up in me. I'm trying not to let anything else in because then all that's gonna pour out, but it has to come out at some time. So that I'm working on. 10, take a break from self-development. That's a big one. Don't always be so hard on yourself. It's okay to take breaks. Now, be consistent now. Don't, you know, get in a funk where you feel like, oh, I'm not doing my best. I'm not good enough. Da, da, da. Don't be so hard on yourself, but also give you your time to reflect on things. Like, actually really, like, sit with yourself and be like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what's not working for me. I want to get to this level. What do I need to do? But not put so much pressure on yourself to do it like right then and there. Everything takes time, especially when you are healing from past trauma, because baby, everybody had their own trauma. Okay, so if you are healing from that said trauma, don't be so hard on yourself when it comes to trying to better your life and change certain things. 11, say I love you more. I feel like I have a hard time saying I love you to some people. It's because I like to, like I said, I am a gift giver. I like to gift people things. That's a love language for me. That's how I guess, express my feelings for you, is by giving you stuff that I know that you like or maybe want. And I guess that's my way of saying I love you without actually saying I love you. But I honestly recently realized, like, I need to start saying it. Like, yes, you know, those physical, that helps. Like, doing all these physical things for people is fine and dandy, but sometimes people just need to hear it. And that's okay. Number 12, life is too short to not do what you want. Yeah, absolutely. I stepped into my leap of faith in 2020 by opening my own business, and I wouldn't say people really like doubted me or the business itself, but I was like, fuck it. Look, if I'm going to get myself out of this 9-to-5 world, I gotta do the necessary steps to do it. And if that means start a business without knowing anything, at least I can start it and build it from the ground up. 13, it's okay to say no. And baby, I will say no a lot now. I used to always like hate saying no to people, but now, look, if the vibes ain't right, I'm not feeling it, or whatever the case is, I'm gonna say no and don't care. Number 14, compromise is key. And it is very hard to compromise a lot of things, but at the end of the day, that's the best way to go, because it saves you from so much tension and arguments and stuff. I just feel like it just makes everything a lot smoother in the long run. 15, a great team makes all the difference. And that is true. That is 100% true. It is hard to find like the great balance in a team sometimes, but once you have a stable environment and you have a great line of people that are willing to work and compromise, that's all you need. 16, nothing is more important than your health. Baby, this should have been number 1. That I definitely found out from majority of the year. I went through so much stuff health-wise, and it wasn't scary. It was more of an eye-opener. Like, yeah, it's fun to, you know, travel. It's fun to do all this and that. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're healthy. You're getting older. Your body's changing. You can't do the things that you used to do, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, just make sure you're healthy first, you know? 17, everyone wants a friend. I know I say this all the time. I don't like people, and I don't. But at the same time, if I rock with you and I get a vibe from you, it is what it is. It is what it is. 18, be wary of gaslighters. Ooh, child. That right there. Yes. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but yes. 19, stop complaining. And I really had to sit on this one for a while, because complaining doesn't help anything. Yes, you can rant, you can get it out, but continuing to talk about it, continuing to complain about something that you have no control over, doesn't help anything or anyone. So I had to realize, if you want to go ahead and rant about it for like 5 minutes, go ahead, get it off your chest. But continuing to bring it up don't help nothing. 20, small changes improve the world, and it does. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it really does. And it will take a while, you know, because you have to be very consistent. When you change something in the world, it has to be consistent with the changes, but it really does change the world. It's gonna take a while, but it does change the world. 21 is communicate. That I really need to work on still. For the most part, I'm good at communication, but when I get in my moods or like I have a lot to do, sometimes I do forget to text back. Sometimes I do forget to call. Like, I'm a human being. It is what it is. But that is definitely a number 1 thing that always needs to be done. And lastly, number 22, life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you need. And that was the toughest pill for me to swallow, especially this year. A lot of things I wanted, and it just wasn't meant to be at the time, which is fine, because baby, I'm gonna get it regardless. Whether it's now or from 5 years from now, 10 years, it's gonna happen. It is not gonna be right now, and that's okay. But I do always end up getting what I need, even though I can't see it at the moment. It ends up revealing itself, and then I'm like, okay, I get it now. I get it. But those are the 22 things I've learned from this year. If y'all want one for next year, let me know, because I will gladly give y'all one for next year. But again, thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you guys next video.